Frisk isn't like that.
Yeah, Frisk isn't like that.
Huh? Why did you... Flowey, it's not good to draw conclusions at this time. You're hurt, stressed, scared. Maybe you cannot reassure yourself, but try this. Think that you'll get out of here. That Sans must return you safely. I know. You desperately want and need someone who understands you, and it may not be any of us. And you need time to meditate on everything that has happened, but that is not now. One step at a time. First, get out of here. When you're safe again, talk to us or the rest. But if you keep adding questions in your mind, you're going to sink. Protect your mind and set a target and stick to it. You're going to get out of here. You can do it.
Flowey, it's gonna take a little bit before you're back to full health. So why not pass the time by asking Sans if he has any questions for you?
Sans? Is there anything you wanted to... I was wondering if you had any questions for me?
Questions?
Yeah, you let me ask 5 questions, so I thought maybe you could ask me 5 questions while you... The middleman places a full bottle of ketchup near Flowey as a gift. He let out a gulp, hoping it would become a flower in his tongue. While you're healing me. And I wanted to thank you. It's the right thing to do after all. I mean, good job, Flowey. I'm sorry I made you do it. I know it was wrong. I'm so proud of you, Flowey. This is good, Flowey. Just keep your cool if Sans sticks you up on the questions, and be prepared that he might ask you the question. Who you once were before being resurrected. Just prepare yourself that it might come up so it doesn't intrude on no one. That aside, just answer as truthfully as you can.
Huh. The kid's guess sure are something else. This is even the same way as weird. Why the sudden gifts?
They gave it to me. I just...
They just gave you items to give me? They didn't seem too keen on that before.
What are you
Don't worry about it. I'll bite.
You will?
Yeah, but you better answer truthfully. Or... I'll give you a little tour of one of my shortcuts.
No, not that! Better take him at his word, Flowey. Tell the truth no matter what he asks. And no losing your temper if he asks you something you don't like, okay? That won't help you.
Then don't lie.
I know it seems like we're against you, hon, but we have to see both sides of this to be fair. You've done a lot to hurt Sans, and he's done a lot to hurt you. You both have been the cruel, tormenting party, and you both have been victims. What we want is to see that cycle broken. We don't want you both to keep hurting each other. Sans is being civil right now, and we're trying to encourage you to show him the same civility back. So, then, what did you want to ask me?
Whoa, you're suddenly being really nice, Flowey. What's the deal with that?
I'll start you off with something easy. We both know this one, so just humor me here. Out of all of us, who did you target the most?
Papyrus.
And why was that?
Because I was curious. When the timeline changed, Papyrus was so much different. I wanted to see everything there was about him, so I tried to break him, befriend him, anything.
Right.
It'll be okay, Flowey. Just keep being brave and do your best. I know you can do it.
Then, how much do you remember from the Alpha timeline?
Not as much as I would have liked to. I remember spending time at the lab with you-know-who and everyone. He always made sure I was around and told me about his projects. I never understood why he cared. I also remember how different you were back then, too. You were so happy. Honestly, I don't think I've seen you really smile like that since then. Actually doing work, I don't really remember what exactly it was. But it seemed like everyone was so much happier there. But me. Maybe that's why it hurt so much.
Why did you start attacking people before the rewrite?
You couldn't stand seeing everyone so happy when you yourself could not express that happiness. You just wanted everyone to hurt like you did, huh?
No one could give me what I wanted.
Which was?
I wanted to love again, or at least care about someone again.
I wish I could have helped you back then, Flowey. Before any of this. I wish nobody had gotten hurt, including you. I'm sorry.
Gassed, you-know-who tried to build things to help me feel again, but nothing would work. Or the ideas took too long and I got sick of waiting, so I'd go back.
And who was the first one you attacked?
I don't remember exactly, but I remember in this timeline, it was Papyrus. Before, I remember attacking him, because I was sick of him not being able to help me. But I swear they weren't ever supposed to last for too long. I just wanted...
You never intended to erase anyone, did you? If It was just a little innocent fun and experimentation gone wrong. I don't know if Sans can understand that. I hope he can. But I understand. And as little as it means coming from me, I forgive you, Flowey.
I was just curious.
Why blow up the core? Were you really that curious?
I didn't think that would happen, honest. I thought everything would go back to what it was before, like always.
I asked why.
I just wanted to see what would happen if I could do it.
You can do it, bud. Keep it up.
I don't remember where I got the idea. I just remember thinking about how I was going to try it next. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but you wanted me to be honest, right?
Oh, you little disgusting thing. Stop crying.
That's true. Stay right there.
You don't even deserve to be called Flowey, let alone anything other than a murderer. You pathetic thing. I can't believe you actually thought you'd get away with this.
I need something from...
I don't care if it was curiosity, if you didn't think it was going to be forever. You're still a murderer, fully deserving of this. So many goddamn resets. I sure hope Sans plays with you even more. It's kind of fun seeing you pathetic little liar get the justice you deserve. No, I didn't lie. I didn't know. Stop it. Why do you have to keep doing this? You're not accomplishing anything with this. You're just making Flowey hate us. Just stop it. How is he supposed to learn to be better if this is how people who are supposed to be helping him act towards him? Would you want people to treat you the way you treat him? You know they're exaggerating. Redanods always do. You're not that bad compared to other Floweys I know. Heck, even the fact that you're crying over this proves you're not as bad as they make you out to be. I believe you, that you didn't know what would happen when you blew the core up. How could you? How could anyone know something like that? You don't deserve this, Flowey. You never did. The power to reset is a terrible thing. I'm not sure anyone could use it without losing themselves in the process. You're not bad or evil. They're wrong, okay? Wrong! Before you can truly ask Sans to give you another chance, you have to be willing to give yourself another chance. So forgive yourself for what happened with G, and for the resets if you can. You will show them how good a person you can be. Just keep going, okay? Chin up. The only thing you got right is that you don't deserve the name Flowey. Flowey was terrible. I cannot deny that much. Flowey was cruel. Flowey was cowardly and manipulative and deceptive at every turn. But you? Tonight you became something greater than that thing. You were brave, honest, and even honorable. We will need to come up with a more fitting name, but for now, I'm proud to call you friend until such a time comes. So can you show me that smile again, friend? I know this is hard, Flowey, but this is good for both you and Sans. We are so proud of you, and we're here for you if you need us. Flowey, I want to give you something good, and maybe something reminiscent, and I know you don't know what I mean, but just bear with me. Think of a name you like. Your choice. I get to pick? No, Flowey, that's not for Frisk. It's for you. A gift just for you. And I know from experience that a stuffed animal could be a great thing when you are sad and in pain. It's yours, sweetheart. Just me? But I have to share it, right? You wouldn't give me something that... Silly Flowey,
Silly Flowey, that's a gift just for you. It's yours.
But don't I... It's your plush, Flowey. Yours. Not Frisk's plushie, not Sans' plushie. Your plush. You may want to name him or her whatever you want. They are your plush friend. It's a gift for you, meaning you get to take care of it, play with it, keep it from getting stolen, share it, and hug it when you're sad. You're just going to take it away from me once you get the reaction you want, aren't you? That's what you did with taking me out of my prison, and then you let Sans bring me...
Flowey, we aren't going to take it away from you. Only the bad guys do that, and most of us don't take away special stuff.
What does that make you? You tricked me into going to a place where Sans would find me, acted like you didn't know, or if you really didn't, you still chanted for Sans to kill me. Believe me, the vast majority of us just want to see you feeling happiness again. Or even better, being your old self again, even if you don't think you are one and the same. I believe in you, and so many, many others. You still don't get it. I can't be happy. I'll never be him. Closest I can get to being him is dead in a ditch somewhere. There's no going back to anything. You can thank Dr. Alphys for that. She's the one who started this whole mess after all. I'm not sure if I'd be allowed to gift you something, but a music box with a familiar melody would be a perfect gift. To remind you that even in the most hopeless darkness, a memory of good times will help you move on. Okay, 2 things. 1, what did you guys think gifts all of a sudden? And 2, what good times? I don't have anything to remember.
Go on, pick a name for him.
Oh, okay.
Flowey, please don't tell me you're going to name it Octi the Octopus.
I wasn't going. That would have been stupid. How about Mr. Octolimbs? Yeah, Mr. Octolimbs.
That's a great name. I think it's really cute.
Thanks?
So, Flowey, do you know anything about a flower named Shifter?
Shifter? Who's Shifter?
Your best friend in flower school, remember?
Wow, how gullible do you think I am? Who are they really?
Just an old friend from a dream long ago.
Alright, stop with the stupid riddles and just tell me who this Shifter is. Basically, Shifter is a murderous, genocidal flower. He's pretty much what you used to be. He'd kill anyone for fun, even you. I made a whole other reality and continue dusting everyone. Try again. Long story short, Flowey in that universe got temporarily split into 3 parts. The original, Shifty, and Pointy. Each one representing memories, emotions, and what's left of Azrael. Eventually, people made Shifter kill Pointy, but Shifter was absorbed by Flowey. But somehow, Shifter continued to exist in Flowey's mind, so people were able to free him from there. Later, his brother Pointy got resurrected in a broken state. People fixed him and Flowey absorbed him too. Now he goes through the same process in the deepest parts of Flowey's mind. It's quite interesting. Golly, you really must like the sound of your own voice.
Ignore whoever asked about Shifter. Don't worry about it.
But you brought him up first!
He's an error. A being that shouldn't exist, along with his brother, Pointy.
That doesn't even make any sense! There's lots of things that shouldn't exist in the first place, like Flowey, can you and I talk about something really quick? I think that you should stop treating us like we're all the same. I mean, I wasn't even involved with you going outside or any of that. And I was one of the ones begging Sans to heal you, and yet you act as if I'm responsible for what others did while ignoring what I actually did do. Some of us really do want the best for you, and it's a slap in the face when you say things like that, you know? Gosh, isn't that what you do when you group me and him together? I tell you over and over again that I don't like it, and you do it anyways. So why should I listen to your stupid request if you won't respect mine? If you're comfortable with talking about it, would you elaborate on what you said concerning Dr. Alphys? I'd rather not force the askers to rely on their own incomplete assumptions of what happened again. But if you would rather not talk about it, you don't have to. Dr. Alphys created Flowey, so all of my mistakes are her fault. Wait, I thought Alphys was the one who ended up filling an empty spot when reality split from the Alpha timeline. Is it really her we thank for how you are now, or did she simply inherit the mistakes of someone else? Or is it more complicated than that? I'm not going to ask who originally made you like this, I'm just curious about how the rewrite works is all. I never encountered this before, it sparked my interest. You don't have to say anything though, you mean more to me than an answer. No, she created me in the Alpha timeline too, her reasoning for it was different.
Maybe if we could find the rest of your dust, we might be able to recreate your soul. It's a long shot, but it might work.
It doesn't work like that, and even if it did, my dust is back in the Alpha timeline.
Have you thought about a new name for yourself?
No, Frisk is just gonna reset again anyways. Flowey, this may not be the right time to ask this, but I gotta know, if the core surrounded by lava, then how did you, Sans, and the others escape without being blown to bits or burned to death? In fact, how did anyone get out of the core at all? There's a bridge there, but it's out of the way in this timeline. There used to be a few buildings that connected it to the route to Asgore, but they don't exist in this timeline either. Everything is so different.
Flowey, would you have still blown up the core, knowing what would happen?
So, Sweetie Petals, I have a few questions for you if it's alright. Is anyone missing or new in this timeline that wasn't in the core incident? Maybe someone who never ended up being born or died before they normally would have, or the other way around? There are a few things like that. Some monsters got extremely ill suddenly, and I think you know the rest.
What were Papyrus and Alphys from the Alpha timeline like?
Papyrus always seemed to be in his own world most of the time. When he did speak, it usually was about puzzles, riddles, or something like that. I never really noticed him too much. Dr. Alphys was a lonely lab assistant. She didn't really matter too much around the lab. That's probably what also led her to the conclusion to create me. Why did she originally make you, if you don't mind me asking? And sorry a lot of askers were thinking the same. Maybe someone else made you, or Sans or G, for example, and I fell into that way of thinking. For her own selfish reasons, she made me to get a promotion.
Do you know what the Sans and Flowey from this timeline are like before you two replaced them?
This timeline's Flowey hasn't woken up yet. According to the logs of the True Lab, your purpose for your reincarnation was to be a vessel for the monster souls to those who perished with determination. You were also an experiment at the same time. Alphys' log states that she was curious as to what would happen if something that did not have a soul gained the will to live. You know the rest. Of course, she said you should keep in mind that Alphys was ignorant of the repercussions of said actions, or she wouldn't have done it. No, she still would have. Don't forget, she made me to impress Asgore.
I thought the thing she made to impress Asgore was building Meditae.
God, you really are an idiot. Why would she specifically choose my dust out of all the others to bring back?
He has a point.
Flowey, I'm sure Alphys regrets what she's done at that time. Maybe she just doesn't talk about it or express it with words. She's a very insecure monster looking for someone's recognition as something natural. Though, in this case, her insecurity led to a very selfish solution. So that makes what she did to me okay? I thought you realized that some things are done not for personal gain, especially after you broke the barrier. Surely you didn't do it because you wanted something for yourself, you just wanted to free them. Alphys did it to help others. She wanted monsters to be able to cheat death, and she succeeded, even though not perfectly. I'm sure somewhere during the first reset you told her who you are, which made her extremely happy. Imagine if she had more time to work on this project. Alphys did it for herself. She wanted to be this hero and give people exactly what they wanted so they could take all the glory for it. All she ever cared about was if I was awake. Do you know how that feels? Knowing that you don't matter to them just because you're just some experiment. It didn't have to be you. It could have been anyone.
You know, Flowey, there is one good thing that came out of all of this. You.
No, I'm Dr. Alphys' mistake. That's it. Enough is enough. Time to stop, Flowey. Stop blaming Alphys for all the things you did. I understand that you did not ask to be brought back into the world, but that does not excuse the fact that you murdered your own family for your own amusement. You need to move past that. You did some really messed up things, and it would be better if you own up to your own heckin' actions, rather than try to blame someone else for them. No one forced you to kill them or torture them. What? But I was just trying to feel I couldn't find any way to care about them. Dr. Alphys took that. They took it away from me. It's Alphys' fault.